I tried to request Waka Waka by Shakira because I'm like, if you're gonna play the like, dude, at least go with the best song of those ever made, which is Waka Waka by Shakira.
Okay, that's a bit of a take, actually.
I don't give a shit, dude. It's the best. All right, let's get.
I think I only have fondness for that song because that was one of the best World Cups ever.
It is the best World Cup song.
Yeah, that was one of the best World Cups ever. It was a really good cup.
I think people still say, is Matthew, producer, is the 2010 South Africa World Cup still the best World Cup ever?
Yeah, and Waka Waka is not the best World Cup song.
Okay, the obvious. Okay, so first.
Flag is the best World Cup song.
Waving Flag is not an official World Cup song.
World Cup song, buddy.
It's not an official World Cup song. No, it's not.
Ask Gronk.
No, Waving Flag by Kanon was not the official FIFA World Cup song for the 2010 tournament. While it was widely used in Coca-Cola's promotional campaign for the event, the official anthem was Waka Waka, This Time for Africa by Shakira.
By the way, it's a World Cup song, but it's not like the #1 World Cup song.
There is an official song, and then there's not. No, it's not. Just because Coca-Cola used it doesn't make it a World Cup song.
It is.
Jesus, let's start the show. What's up, guys? Welcome back to TTK. We are here with episode 12. Yes, episode 12 here of the Time to Kill podcast here on theScore Esports. We are down to a two-man crew this evening. It is myself, Seb, and along with me is Dimitri. How you doing, fam?
I'm good, buddy. I'm still holding it down.
We're holding it down?
I'm still the fucking reign of this podcast.
Apparently, dude.
Lineup changes left and right.
Goat teammate.
Goat teammate, brother. Fucking, I'm
just chilling, dude. We were talking
down.
very briefly about World Cup songs and the fact that Waving Flag by Kanon is, in fact, not a World Cup song, just to make our producers mad. But...
mad. It's not a fucking.
It's
World
just
Cup
not a
song.
World Cup
It's just
song.
not.
It's just not. You know, I don't care if Coca-Cola uses it, dude. It's not a World Cup song. We have a lot to talk about today. We got. We're changing up. First off, we're going back to Mondays.
Mondays.
You know, it just fits better. We're feeling it. It's good. We're changing up how we're doing things here. So. I'm gonna explain a bit of the format and how things are gonna be gone, and then we'll get into how we're feeling. Basically, we're just gonna kind of have our round table. We're gonna talk about whatever the topic we want to talk about for the day, and then we're gonna touch the news and your comments by the end. This evening, of course, we have a lot. We got the Blast Bounty stuff that happened. We got Simple is back ?
Yeah.
We'll
talk about that.
We got a lot in the news relating game industry stuff. And then, of course, we got our leading topic today, which I'll get into a sec. But I wanted to bring in a piece of merch that I have that I wanted to figure out if we wanted to put on the set. Did I ever show you this? So to those of you who don't know, Dimitri and I are huge OG fans. And because I had the very rare opportunity one time to actually work with OG. They give me my own jersey.
Oh, that's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, check that out.
That's fucking sick.
This is like I can put it in a frame one day, probably.
How fucking it must be really. They really insisted they spell that Seb with the S, right?
Yes. Well, not just that, but also with the period at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, guys.
Yeah.
Gotta have the period. So
you gotta segregate.
Yeah. To those who don't know or who are listening audio form, that is a OG jersey with my name on the back, which is pretty neat. Pretty neat. Seb! Yeah. I did try to get the scarf, but I could not, unfortunately.
You should, more than anyone else, you should own that scarf.
I should. Yeah. I should. We're still trying to get the book.
Yeah.
we need Daddy No Tail signature.
We were talking about this last week about actually people in esports that you'd meet and you would be not starstruck, but a little bit mean something to you.
Yes,
to meet
right.
That person.
Yeah.
I'm I don't think I have anyone left. I don't think I have. The only one is No Tail.
Yeah.
No Tail's my goat. I never met No Tail. I've never had the chance. We've interviewed him as an entity, but I've never. I think it was just before my time. I think we interviewed him in 2018, right before TIH.
Yeah, it was the it was
Red
their
Bull
show.
thing.
It was their show match against Immortals, which they lost.
In Toronto, right?
Yeah, it was in Toronto.
I didn't get to interview.
I interviewed him, by the way. Just for
Oh, thanks, Matt. Appreciate that, buddy.
I met No Tail a couple of times.
Okay.
Producer
Well, I also
Matt
have
checking
hair,
in. He's
so-
the one they interviewed him. So yeah.
I also have hair, so
That's rude. That they don't even know that. They can't even see that he's bald anyway. That's crazy. Matt's just punching air in the back room right now.
I'm sorry, Matt. I love you. You know I love you so much.
Yeah, no. No, we love him. You know what I wish we got to see more of though, because like this book I think came out last year. I wish we got to see like more esports books. Like as the industry gets older, like think of how much like fun dirt you'd be able to find.
Yeah, like someone in French Counter-Strike needs to write a book.
Oh, dude.
Someone in French Counter-Strike.
NBK needs to write a book.
I think it needs to be. Well, I mean, I think that realistically, at this point,
It would have to be.
It would have to. No, it could be Apex. Like Apex is still playing, but I mean, like when he retires, like he could like.
Yeah.
He's been around the longest now.
But
right?
NBK strikes me as, oh, this sounds mean. It's not. Apex is not a dummy. But NBK is a pretty smart dude.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah. But I would love all the dirt on like the Shocks teams, the original LDLC, the fucking 2014 semis, you know, Olaf boost, right, which we have up there. I don't know if we could point to the wide.
Even just the
Do we have
source
wide?
days.
No.
Even just the source days.
Yeah, dude. Like I would love like all that stuff, you know, because especially nowadays, all that lore is kind of getting lost in the sauce, and there's just not as much kind of going around of like firsthand accounts from those days. Only like even like the interviews that, you know, people did with SK Gaming and some other outlets back in the day, like they're all slowly but surely drying up and becoming lost media, you know?
Yep.
Speaking of interviews, how do I segue this into this topic?
That sounds like a shitty segue.
That is a pretty shitty segue. You know what's not a shitty segue? My scooter.
That was tough.
Which is a 9-bot scooter.
Tough. That was tough. Your scooter's cool. I've seen it, but that was a tough segue. That was probably worse than the first one, honestly. Can we just clap for you so you can cut that one?
No.
That's rough, buddy.
That's going in, brother. That's going in. We're wanting to create a bit of a discussion, and this is going to be a bit of a boomer hour.
Let's go, man. I love a good boomer hour.
We love boomer hours.
Most of my hours these days are boomer hours.
And part of it is actually based on a video that I saw recently by another creator named GBay99.
Okay.
He made an interesting topic on is Twitter killing League of Legends, where basically he goes into this whole preamble of how people use Twitter initially and how, you know, and this is replicable across like literally every esport, about how you would always go watch your favorite player stream first, right? Whether it was in Dota, whether it was in CS, and for him in particular, it was League of Legends. And then you would also go and then look for updates on Twitter regarding your esports scene and stuff like that. And that was kind of one of the first inklings where we saw a huge cross merge of esports and gaming as well at large. Now, it is to say that in the modern day, especially in 2025, really ever since COVID, I would argue, and I think one of the first would probably be, I know it's a bit of a meme, but Among Us, is the idea of algorithms and how it is ruling the gaming industry. The idea of like the flavor of the month kind of game has very much come up and gone, and I literally have like a list of 5 that I came up like really out of the get-go. You have Repo, Lethal Company, Peak, Minecraft for the 2-week period every year, Phasmophobia, like so many of these games,
and obviously Among Us, as you said,
and Among Us. Among Us had a bit more staying power because of COVID, but
that's true.
You know, it still eventually kind of died off.
It also, in some ways, was like the prototype. Like it was. I think that people, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like Among Us was the first truly indie game that went true, like not since Minecraft had there been like a truly indie game that went like viral. Like viral.
Yes.
Like the biggest streamers on the fucking planet were playing it.
Yes.
You had like AOC playing it with Pokemon, right? Like hugely popular. And I think had more staying power was 1, because of COVID, and 2, because there wasn't some other flavor of the month game the next month.
Yes.
Whereas now, because everyone has seen the success of Among Us, they're always trying to replicate that.
They're
success,
trying to get
right?
these like low budget, like high profit margin kind of games, and some of them work, some of them don't.
Yeah.
And so basically the whole tagline for this is social media killing games, right? Because this has created a kind of toxic, at least for esports, kind of a huge toxic environment. There's been a lot of games that have also within esports been flavor of the month. There's been Rematch, which continues to be released.
Yeah.
There was Omega Strikers, which is a thing. KO City or Knockout City, to those of you who are ball knowers. Supervive is another one that's kind of coming out. All these competitive-based games that have a ton of potential. You look at some, like Omega Strikers, if you're not familiar, was basically League of Legends air hockey.
I'm in.
And it was fucking awesome.
I'm in.
Right?
When did this come out?
I think 2 years ago now.
Bro, I missed so much shit because I just played CS, and now the
Right.
last thing in the world I want to play is CS, and I'm trying to go back and play all these other games.
But the problem being is like you have a bunch of these games that had so much potential, so much unique mechanics, but really since like 2018 have never had the staying power
Yeah.
of any game. Really, and none of these games at all have
No.
had the staying power to stay long term as a top game that has been able to capture the hearts and minds of some of these people. And so actually, I did have like the Steam pages for some of these games because they just continue to. I mean, dude, like Rematch was only like $40, and then Omega Strikers was obviously like it's gone now, but I think it's still around. But this was like oh yeah, I guess we got to use the confidence monitor for the screen. But like this is sick, dude. Like look at this. Like
Yeah.
it was super unique, super cool, so much depth too in the whole environment, but it just kind of died off. And this kind of coincides with the article that came out where it shows that Gen Z is spending way less on video games than older gamers. Part of it, I think, is because like a lot of these flavor of the month games are just low cost, like relatively low cost, high profit, whatever. We're all broke.
Yeah.
Frankly. So the crux of the argument kind of falls into is with how algorithms are moving nowadays. Is there a correlation with just how the game industry is moving and how social media is so fast paced that no game has a chance to have staying power to the point where it's actually starting to harm even our big esports titles
Yeah.
like your League of Legends in the West, right? Your Dotas, your Rainbow Sixes, your Rocket Leagues, where all of them are sort of suffering by this algorithm kind of based social media platform, like in Twitter and your TikTok and your Instagram. That's kind of where I see it right now.
It's funny because like I'm actually gonna like support this by sort of like inverting it, like it's like the kind of like prove. If I was gonna get really nerdy for a second, I'm not gonna get really nerdy.
Dude,
In logic, you
go
can
off,
prove
bro.
through negation. In mathematics, you can prove by negation. And I, it's so funny. This happened years ago with Siege and Jinxie, where the game actually had a massive fucking virtually inexplicable bounce back, literally because Siege blew up on TikTok.
Yes.
The 14 to 18-year-olds discovered Siege on TikTok, largely because of Jinxie. And then it became a TikTok game.
Yeah.
And it became huge.
Yes.
Fucking huge, right? Now, a lot of it was console play, right? So, like, a lot of the PC esports stuff saw none of this explosion because of how casual the audience was. But it was crazy. I remember I was talking to people at Siege events in 2023, and they were like, we were talking about the game and about how big it was and how insane the player numbers were and how and everybody was like, well, like, why the fuck aren't we seeing this reflected in the esports scene? And everybody was like, oh, because it's TikTok.
Yeah.
Because they're 14. They don't even know who fucking Bolo is. They have no concept of who Pengu is. They just know who Jinxie is. And they are like vaguely aware of the fact that Siege even has an esports scene, or this legacy and history of the game. And, and right, like they just know it as this Xbox game that people make funny TikTok memes about, right?
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
I have this only because, like, within an entire microcosm, this is like Rematch is the newest example of it, where game comes out.
Yeah.
It's like the Blue Lock simulator. If you're familiar with Blue Lock at all, you're just getting into anime, so it's like a football.
Don't say
sorry,
that
guys.
publicly.
Football
Don't
anime.
fucking tell people that I'm fucking trying anime, bro. All right.
Everyone give your anime
No,
recommendations, by the way.
don't fucking give me your anime recommendations.
So, yeah, it's a football simulator, basically, and it's basically a Blue Lock simulator as well. It went through, like you just described, the cycle so quick. Game comes out, a lot of people really like it, gets huge on Instagram and TikTok,
Yeah.
right? And then it builds this community. You get a subreddit or whatever, and like clockwork, it starts to get out of the algorithm.
Yeah.
It starts to get played out.
Yeah.
What is it? Player numbers start going down, and then everyone on the fucking subreddit starts to get super doomer and is like, "Why's the game dying?"
Yeah.
To like literally Slow Clap, who's the developer, by the way, they made Sifu, just back here doing nothing, just like, hey, we're just working on our game. Like, we have a content plan, we got all this stuff, to no fault of their own. Suddenly their game is marked as dying because it's not being put in the algorithm to like literally millions of people when it's just going at its normal life cycle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm a little concerned as far as like our esports titles goes, because I don't think it's a shock to say that how we're receiving information and how like the change in social media has affected our games.
Yeah.
League of Legends in the West, Dota. The one game that actually I think has actually been able to do really well with how, especially the notable change of this is Twitter. Like Twitter's been like the big culprit in how it's changed how it's operated. CS has adapted remarkably well to a lot of these changes in social media as of late.
Yeah, I think the reason for that is like the old take, which is a true take, right? I think Shroud said it like famously years ago on stream before his takes became eyebrow raising. Is like CS is the only esport ever, really, where the esports scene carries the casual scene.
Really?
It's like it's the inverse,
Yeah.
right? It's like in every other game, it's like you have like the 90% of players who are just the average everyday player. And then you have that like 10% crust on the top that is the super sweaty, try hard esports, like what we do, what we write about, our viewers, right? But then you have like the 90% who just play the fucking game, right?
Yeah.
Casually. In Counter-Strike, it's always been, in modern Counter-Strike history, by modern, I basically mean anything since like 2010. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like realistically, the game has always been carried by this extremely serious esports audience, right? It's been carried by the face it grinders, the fans who show up at the Cologne Arena shirtless with face paint on their chests, screaming for their favorite team, right? Like it's not carried by like the average everyday, oh, I play 3 times a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're sort of whereas like with League of Legends, like obviously with Valorant, there's like a massive sort of casual base, right?
Yeah.
Counter-Strike, and for that reason, my point is that for that reason, CS has always been sort of above the fray. That's not an elitism thing. I want to be clear because there's downsides to this.
Yeah.
Like something we often say in the office here is like CS will always have its million.
Yeah.
It will always have its million, concurrent average, depending on which number you take from Steam, roughly. It varies from like 850 to like 1.5 million, right? But the idea is like, it'll always have its dedicated fan base that plays the game 3 times a week, that watches the majors whenever they happen. It'll never really go below that.
Yeah.
It'll also never really go above that.
Yeah.
It kind of is like, that's where it's right?
I think that's where you start to get,
And it's been like that for basically 20 years.
yeah, like you're gonna get the skin injection every once in a while. The moment that the market starts to hype up and people are like, oh wow, I can make money in CS again.
It was big in China, like in 2018 when they brought the game to Perfect World. It was a huge deal. Like obviously the China player base, one of the reasons skins went so insane is because of right. And CS2 has grown Counter-Strike in ways that I honestly never really thought a sequel would. Because we've seen sequels to Counter-Strike.
Yep.
Like, sequels are not a new thing in CS, right? Like we get them all the time. Go was the biggest one ever, right? And
I love how you say we get them all the time, and like even CS:GO is like a 12-year-old game.
yeah, you're right. And there's 4 in the history of the fucking. I mean, if we don't count like Condition Zero and
Shout
shit,
out
right?
Condition Zero, by the way.
No, don't shout out. It's like we get them all the time in the sense that like it's not unprecedented. A new Counter-Strike every 10 years is like a thing, right? But CS2, like if you look at the Steam numbers, like CS2 has grown Counter-Strike in ways that I think are pretty insane. Like I play Premier not so much anymore, but I was for a time in CS2. And like a lot of the players you run into are players who came from Valorant or they came from gaming. They just came from Steam. They just came from stuff that's not FPS at all, right? Which is awesome. It's great to see. But I know it's a bit of a long point, but it matters because like Counter-Strike is one of these games that sort of like it doesn't need the casual base, and that is a thing that I think no other game can really even say that. I don't think there's any game that can say that, right?
Well, I think Minecraft maybe, but
hold on. Because in Minecraft has the arguably the biggest casual base of any game on the planet because there are literally 7-year-olds playing it on an iPad.
Yes.
So and I say casual in that sense, the game is like it's like Lego. It's like furniture. It has worked its way into every household on the planet, right? So the game is the player base is so casual you can't even constitute it a member of the player base. It's like how do you? It's like if you're breaking up the Minecraft player base, it's just like you have like your 18 to 35-year-olds. You have like your 3-month-old to 3-year-olds.
Yes.
That like, we're really trying to appeal to that player base. You know what I mean? Yeah. The diapered children sitting there on their mom's lap, literally like tapping the iPad. Playing Minecraft.
Honestly, considering the amount of garbage mobile games that there are that try to just suck the attention out of children, I'm so much happier that they're playing Minecraft than anything else.
I used to be a camp counselor for years, and so this is like a crazy Dimitri deep lore thing. I've never played Minecraft, ever, literally once. I know. It's crazy. It might be the craziest Dimitri gaming-related deep lore thing of all time.
Like fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. Minecraft came out when I was 18 years old. I was in senior year of high school, and it was when it like started. I say came out in the sense that it was like that's when we started gamers like started hearing about it. You heard it was like this thing that was like a truly indie game, and then it became this thing you could download and have fun with. I was 18. And I got timinged by it. It's not that I never thought it was like not cool.
I know what you mean,
but I was in senior year of high school, right? I was playing 1.6. I was playing a shit ton of Dota All-Stars. And like, I was also like, I was a senior in high school. I was like touching grass a lot, right? I was doing shit.
It's this kiddie shit block game.
Yeah, I was gaming less than basically I've ever gamed in my life. And like, I just got timinged. But I remember I was a camp counselor for years, and I was like, I was telling someone I had not played Minecraft, and I was talking to a parent, and they were like, the dad literally said to me, it's the best thing, no cap, he said, it is the best, I think, children's invention we'll ever see in our lifetime. And I was like, oh, wow. And he's like, you know how expensive Lego is. Everyone knows how expensive Lego is, right? He goes, it's literally it's virtual $15 Lego that's infinite and lasts forever.
Yes.
Like you pay $15 or whatever the fuck it is, right? One time. And my kid can literally build whatever the fuck their mind can fathom, right? On any platform, from an iPad to a PC to a, right? For years, like forever.
Can I say just how much I appreciate, this sounds really bad, how much I appreciate Microsoft? In that, in a world where
you saying that the week after our migration is like, that is an absolutely heinous take. That is the stonks on that take are down fucking here.
Everyone in the office is just crying right now.
Fuck. That's crazy.
Lore we're not getting into, but do appreciate Microsoft in that in a world full of subscription models of like literally everything. Like, Volkswagen apparently is adding a subscription model to unlock 20 horsepower. Like that, like I read that headline somewhere and I'm like, there's absolutely no shot.
That's so good.
And so you need to pay for your car to go full speed, basically.
That's funny as hell.
And so with all this stuff that Microsoft...
Can you jailbreak your Volkswagen? Like, you open up the hood and you're just like, oh, I gotta take off the cap.
Well, it's like in cars, it's very famous to like, oh, I just gotta like unlock my motor, which is like you just like blow up your ECU with a laptop. Then it's literally like, the Honda with a laptop meme, but it's like that for BMWs.
That's fire.
But with all of this stuff, the fact that Microsoft has taken something as ubiquitous as Minecraft and not made it a subscription service when they absolutely could have.
You're right. No, you're
is like
right.
actually amazing.
No, you're right. I actually think this is a really sensible take. That is a service that they could have gouged
Yeah.
people would have paid because, it's become
It's so ubiquitous, yeah.
ubiquitous and so many kids and people, now I say kids, but like people who were, either anywhere between 6 and 18 when it came out in like 2011 or what the hell it was, right? And now in 2025, 14 years later, it's become like living without Minecraft has now kind of become like living without Netflix. Like it's just one of those
Yes.
things where everybody has it because like it's part of the furniture of your life.
Yeah.
Right? And so Microsoft could have absolutely did that thing where they just like gradually start, the frog in the boiling water thing,
Yeah.
gradually turn the
just turn
temperature
the
up
heat.
and you're just in there in the boiling water being like, this is fine. Yeah. And people would have done it, but they would have paid it. But I think you're right. That's actually,
Kudos
can't believe I'm
Microsoft.
saying these fucking words, but yeah.
Shout out to
Microsoft.
man. But I mean, back to the topic real quick because it is something that's actually concerning, I think, for the future in terms of how fast moving our culture is, partially because of like these social media algorithms that will always look for the next thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And because they're always looking for the next thing, there's no game that will be able to have staying power. Like I really can't see any game since COVID maybe that has had legitimate staying power that we can outside of like Counter-Strike 2,
Yeah.
which is unique, that we've been able to continue to play since that time.
I think there's another way to look at this, though, which is like, you're not wrong, right? People don't stick with things anymore.
Right.
But I think that the other thing to think about, right, is like people are not making games that are designed to be stuck with. Like the thing about when Valve makes CS2 is like, we know when Valve makes Counter-Strike 2, right? When they make this new, this is it's going to be like they are future-proofing Counter-Strike for the next 10 years, at least 10 years, right? Like that's like, this is a game that if you can invest in this game now, history has proven anything. People will still be playing Counter-Strike in 15 years, right? Like people will still, obviously, like, and I think like with League of Legends, right? League of Legends has now, it's like, what the hell should it really be at? League of Legends 8, 9? And they've just all had it under this umbrella term of League of Legends, right? I think that like the problem is you look at Riot, you look at Valve, right? And then you look at these companies like Activision, right? These publishers, and like you think about Battlefield and you think about COD and you think about all these, and you think it like they're just, people are designing games to be flash in the pans, even big multiplayer games. They're designing them to be like, we just need fucking Shroud and Summit and XQC and everybody to just play the shit out of this game on stream for 3 months and really get our fucking player numbers up, and it's going to be super sick, and everyone's going to spend fucking hundreds of dollars on the battle pass. And by the way, there needs to be a battle pass day one if there's no battle. And
Yeah.
I just feel like, right, like that people aren't making games anymore to be stuck with, in that sense of like 10 years you're still going to be playing this game.
Okay, I actually completely disagree. Only that, and you touched on it, is that so many games nowadays, because they're such investments from companies,
Yes.
is that they're built as live services. So they're made to be like these games that are supposed to be like long-term investments, because the longer you put your attention into it, the more money you're going to put into it.
So then why do they make a sequel every 2 years?
For which?
Any of these games.
Because you're able to do both. But,
No.
no.
But to
Because
our
Call
point.
of Duty does
But
both.
to our point, are you? Because here's the thing, right?
Like, I don't, because I'm responsible.
But I don't know if a lot, like, yeah, everyone has their franchise. And I'm sure that, like, someone who's really serious into COD, God knows why you would still be. But, like, let's say you're still serious into COD. And, like, every year you pay the 70, 80 bucks, whatever the fuck, 60 bucks, and you get your new one, and it's a live service game. But, like, what if they just made Call of Duty? Right? And that was it. Call of Duty, like League of Legends, just Call of Duty, and they never fucking release new games, and they never. But then you can't, because it's a console game, and with the discs, and you have to this, and they want a new setting, and it's got to be World War II this year, and then and like the problem is they're sucking and blowing, and like I think that the chickens are coming home to roost on this. It's a common phrase, man. It's not like a fucking. This is okay. The thing is, you're saying this. And I agree with you completely. It takes $100 million to make a AAA game in 2025, right? It takes fucking 17 studios across planet Earth for Ubisoft to make an Assassin's Creed game.
Yes.
They make it, people play it for 1 fucking year, and they release a new one.
Yeah.
And a fair number of people play it, hence why they keep making them, right? But also, they're not blowing the fucking doors down. Like they're not making a game, right? Like they're not making games that are taking over the world because of how the longevity on them.
Think of how many devs are put on Fortnite cosmetics and battle passes, right?
Yes.
So think of any game that's aspiring to be a competitive multiplayer game, like your Omega Strikers, like your Rematch or whatever. And like Rematch came out with a battle pass. Like they have a battle pass.
Everybody has a battle pass.
You don't put into it, or you don't pay into it. But I'm trying to remember where I saw the interview for this, where someone made a good point where the demand of investment for a game on launch is so high now because of the fact that you have to provide so much content in the long term just for your game to remain even somewhat relevant, to be able to stick around in social media conversations, to be able to stick around in streamer conversations, that unless you literally shift your entire team to just doing that for like years and years and years, it's almost impossible to upkeep it, which is why CS is such a unicorn, is because they release content like never.
Literally never.
And they're still able to stick around. Partially, I think it's because of the Steam market and that it's still able to drive, engagement within the game as well as a good ranking system in the esport. But like,
well, it's also something that the core gameplay loop never changes.
Yes.
Like something that I think that is like, I'm gonna be CS for a second. I'm gonna hijack this conversation for 1 second. But something that I think is actually underrated in all we're talking about is like, yeah, there's memes out there about like you're peeking the same Mirage window peak with the same AK for the literally 10,000th time since 2013. Like I get that. Yes, that haha, it's funny. Let's push long on Dust 2 for the 7 billionth fucking time with the same 2 flashes and cross smoke we've done for 100. But here's the thing. It's a satisfying gameplay loop that people enjoy. And it doesn't change every 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. The problem with a game like League is like even a well-established biggest esport in the world like League of Legends is like you fucking go 3 months without playing and you come back and you're like, what the fuck do the new jungle items do?
That's true.
Why is a Balrog spawning in the river and what does he do? Oh, this is what he does. This literally happened. I went 3 fucking months without playing or whatever the fuck, or it was about 3. And then I came back and Otacon did something completely fucking different. And I was like, okay, I have to relearn the thing that I relearned 3 months ago because they're changing it. Oh, this I know how. Why can't I build fucking Gale's Storm? And it's just. I think that, like, on the one hand, it keeps things interesting, keeps things fresh, and it's like we get to. On the other hand, there's something really fucking nice, man, about just logging into CS and being like, y'all want to play CS? And we all know how to play the game, and we all know what the guns do, and we all know more or less how to throw the smokes and the flashes, and that's like kind of nice.
Yes,
that
is the one thing that's like it's ever present.
Yeah,
right? Like
it's kind of great.
It's the reason why like I will go to a Super Smash Bros. Melee weekly.
Fuck yeah.
Like a year from now.
Dude.
I'll bring my controller. I was like, yo, anyone want a money match?
It's Melee.
I'll play Rocket League and be like,
I don't realize
change.
It's literally a fucking console game from 2001 that I'm surprised I remember that. That you play on CRT monitors, but like, so literally nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed. But I'm saying like, there is something that really like, it's not, I hope developers start to actually like realize this. Like there is a real like pleasure with like in all of the fact there's so many games coming out every week and they all fucking are live service and they all have new patches and nerfs and buffs and new characters. And like I played Marvel Rivals over December, had a really fun time. I am not fucking reopening that game and going and play because they have 100% released 17 characters between now and then, and they've reworked 3 characters I played, and and I just have no fucking.
So I actually think that's just where a conflict, because us getting older, we like to be able to stick with a game that's like not as changing. But there are games that, because of, just the nature of the content world that we live in now with like all of our platforms, that they need to add more. They feel compelled to add more all the time to satisfy a completely like impossible taste bud that you will never be able to actually satisfy, an audience that will never be satisfied. Right? Which is for Marvel Rivals, it's why they're adding 3 billion characters. For League, it's why they're having to change things like all the time.
But you know why that is? It's because all the games are constantly releasing new seasons and constantly releasing new stuff. So let's put it this way: like the core gameplay loop, the character when Marvel Rivals came out, right? There was enough characters in the game that it was
so much.
There was so much, right? And they were adding new characters like every fucking 3 days, right? Mm-hmm. It was like really, which was great. It was really cool. But what I'll say is like the problem is like the game comes out, you're learning it, you're playing it, you play it for whatever, a month, 2 months. If you're a streamer, if you're a content creator, which so much of this shit is tied up in this now in gaming, right?
Yeah.
TikTok creators, Twitch streamer, whatever the fuck. You start getting nervous because you're like, okay, so I'm having fun playing this, but but the new Apex Legends season just came out.
Exactly.
And there's a new character, and so people are going to want to watch me play that new character. So I have to go play that new character. I actually am really having fun with the existing Marvel Rivals gameplay loop, and I don't really want to stop playing it. But I have to go play this new thing because people expect it. If all the devs just had a GA and they were like, let's just stop, because it's this arms race, right? If they just stopped and were like, let's just actually have twice a year, guys, they do the Dota thing. We're like, we have twice a year a patch where we change everything. Cool. We all agree. Awesome. Play whatever the fuck you want to play.
That'd be sick.
Would be fucking unreal.
That'd be fucking awesome.
How fucking cool would that be? If there was like sanctions, there was like, you had to be like, no, this twice a year you get a gameplay, you get like hot fixes, that's fine. If it's like you have to fix something that's broken, that's whatever. But actual seasonal updates, twice a year, that's your fucking limit. Fit it all in there. That would be fucking sick, bro. That would be
You want
really
some
cool.
lore? Is that this is not related to gaming or esports at all. Japan did that with cars. They're like, they all GA'd. It's like, we're not going to go above like 250 horsepower. This is completely irrelevant. And then, yeah, it's just what happened. Everyone stuck to it.
And then it works in the long run.
And then it just works. That's
it
how
helps everybody.
It's how you got some of the best cars ever made. But
that's cool.
On that point, have you ever seen like an actual streamer like fully change? That isn't a quote unquote variety streamer. Have you seen an actual streamer legitimately change their main game?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I mean, you saw it happen a lot with Valorant to CS, or vice versa.
That
right
should be somewhat of an exception because that's.
I've seen them switch from Valorant back to CS.
Okay, I'm not counting that one. That one's like they're basically the same game.
Someone like Emong. Emong switched from CS to Overwatch, and it's been his main game for I mean, since Overwatch came out, like 10 years, right? And he's one of the biggest Overwatch streamers in the world. Yeah, I mean, it happens, and I know this is Valorant adjacent now, but like Average Jonas did switch off of Valorant to he was playing Deadlock, he was playing Rivals, I think too, right? Yeah. No, like it does happen. Like, didn't Pokemon go from League to Variety?
Oh, that's some deep.
I feel like she went from League to Variety. I think people don't remember this now, but I think it was just like a Diamond League streamer. Like I swear she was. Like she was really good at the game, and like, and yeah, she switched to.
I'm wondering if there is going to be a game that really kind of does, like beat the cycle. I
mean, there's the
like,
Tim,
that's what
my
I'm going
favorite
for.
Tim the Tatman clip of all time, right? The fucking you switch, bro. You're not playing fucking Fortnite anymore. That game made you, bro.
Yeah,
bro. You switched from CS to Overwatch, bro. That game made you. And he's like, and he does the thing, right? Like, bro, like you're switching from Call of Duty to. He's like, every fucking 2 years, like you have a big main game switch, and your whole audience is like, oh, this channel's dead now, bro. You're dead now. This game made you, bro.
Yeah.
And they do it right now. Tim is one of the biggest streamers on the planet, and like he can do things other people can't do. But like. It does happen.
It does.
You can do it. I think that sometimes people get so fucking sick of a game and people get so excited about a new game that you can plan for these big switches. I think that the exodus to Valorant is a good analogy here. It's reasonable. Like there was a CS. Let's be honest.
At the end, it was.
Let's just be honest, guys. Let's be honest. At the end of CS:GO, 2020-ish. Not end of CS:GO, because CS:GO technically ended in 23, right? But I'm saying like in that 2020
around the
CS:GO,
time.
around the time of when like CS:GO, Valve were fucking phoning it in. Let's be honest, man. They just were. That like they were not really updating or fixing or doing anything in the game, and we had the fucking Krieg for a fucking year.
We didn't have an operation for like ever.
2017 all the way to 2020 or 2019.
Not to mention
2 years.
we had the Krieg. We went through the AUG meta like right before that. We had a lot of some funky
lot
stuff.
Lot of bullshit. No new maps. Like people take Ancient as like a regular thing now, right? And Anubis, but like at the time, like when people, right, like when they put, Point is, I think you get shit like that. When Marvel Rivals came out, these poor fucking miserable bastards who'd been streaming Overwatch for fucking 10 years were like, oh my, thank fucking God, a new, right? And they all switched, right? But
I really think that Marvel, in terms of like the cycle, like the esport of the month or the game of the month cycle, I think Marvel Rivals is the closest to be able to beat it. Only because they have the sheer weight of Chinese money and just going to be able to just they're gonna they promo the hell out of it. They have all these properties, Marvel.
It's also
MCU.
Marvel.
It's
not insignificant.
It's going
like
to
Marvel is
continue to push. I mean, even the Fantastic Four stuff. They're getting their esports scene down properly now. Battlefield, as much as I would love for it to be the case, it just isn't. It like I'm not going to say it's going to die within like a month or whatever, but I think it's going to last for its cycle.
But this is kind of what I was saying is like it will because it not die. It won't die. No, obviously not.
But
What
like
I'm
it's
saying
going
is
to not going to be the center of
after a year,
attention.
It will.
Yeah.
Like, and I think what's so weird is like it's you see the record we talked about in the podcast last week. They're like breaks Steam, the beta breaks Steam player count all time record. Holy shit, guys! Battlefield 6, the biggest fucking FPS launch of all time, Steam history. Holy shit! And I'm like, I see that. I'm like, that looks really cool. I can't wait to play that for 2 months and then never again. And I can't wait for in 2 years for them to release another Battlefield.
But you never think
Can't they just release
do you
one
never
Battlefield
feel-
and keep
do
it
you-
forever?
Sure, but do you never feel like you would go back to like Battlefield 1 on like the odd occasion, right? Like you would CS. Like I think
Here's
that's what
what I
mean.
think.
It's like another home game that you can go back to as like a comfort game. Like I'll get drunk as hell and I'll play War Thunder because it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll just like
No,
have a
I
good
do that
time.
all the time with like because I'm an old man, so like I will do that all the time with like like modern like COD 4 Modern Warfare,
Yes,
the original
yes,
one, the 2007
yes.
one. Like I'll do that all the time. I'll do it with
Boys became
MW2
men.
sometimes. Like that's because the game hits different. It's a fucking if you were there, you know, and it hits different. But like I will do that. That said, like you just said, do you never feel the need or want the need to like to go back and play a Battlefield 1 as opposed to the Battlefield 6, right? It's like, oh, I'm playing the modern one now, and I would love to go back and play the World War II one, or then I'll play the World War I. Here's what I think most people really want, and I'm projecting here, but it's just what I want. But I think it's what most people really want. I think they would give up the scene changes, i.e., oh, I want to use a bolt action, mid-century rifle today, and the next week I want to do a milsim one. I think they would actually throw it all away to just have one good one, like great one, like where you have a Battlefield that feels and looks crispy as fuck, excellent gunplay, awesome maps, awesome mechanic. If they just put all their energy into one fucking game and it felt and looked amazing, it's why people get up every morning and play Valorant and play Counter-Strike and play League of Legends. The core gameplay loop is so satisfying that you can play it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Right. You don't wake up and go like, I don't know, the Vandal's kind of boring today, or the Phantom and the Vandal are boring today. I wish I could use like other whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like you just like those rifles, you like those guns, you like that game, you play it because it's fun and it's cool. And same with CS. Like, and I think that sometimes like other non-strictly esports quote unquote games like lose sight of like that.
Yeah.
When you have a really good gameplay loop, people will. It's like OS RuneScape, bro.
No,
People will just play it forever.
Exactly. I think that's why actually so many people are sticking by Battlefield 4 for so long. Like it's why the player
Yeah,
base is
that makes
actually
sense, yeah.
it's because like it's
Or isn't it
it's,
3? I thought 3 was when everyone stuck by. No,
I think both. I think both still have.
I didn't play
pretty
4. I played
yeah.
3. I really liked 3.
Both do, and I think it's because like that's where the consistent game loop, which they've stuck with since that point, has been stuck to all the way through, and people go back to it as like a way of nostalgia, right? But it's just still so solid, right? Anyway, let's move on.
I think you're right. To cap it off, I think you're right. There's this, but it's a mix up of everything. It's not just social media. It's not just Reddit. It's not just Twitter. It's not just and Twitch streams. It's all of it.
Yeah.
And the fact that games have to launch with a battle pass and they have to launch with different content. And we need a plan as to all the characters. And like you just said, like devs would need to be adding content for literally the first 3 years of the game just to keep up with it. And I just think that like at some point the industry as a whole just needs to be like, obviously this is not sustainable. Clearly, it's not sustainable. Like for nobody, for the players, for us, nobody wants to pay $80 every month for a new game, and we have to get the Founders Edition that comes with the pre-order and the scale. Like, and it's not sustainable for the devs because it costs them $130 million to make a fucking game that people are going to play for 3 months.
Exactly. Like GTA 5 or GTA 6, right? Like has an insanely inflated budget now that's like costing them. Was it like $1 billion?
I mean, that's the one game that literally people will play for 25 years.
I know,
right?
yeah, but it's like it's inflating dev costs and it's continuing to balloon the industry into a bubble that it is right now that everyone's just waiting for it to pop, even though it's arguably already popping, right? So it's to your point, it's how all of these factors and the relationship they have with each other. It's how devs relate to the industry. It's how devs relate to modern content, and how people relate with modern content and the industry.
Yeah.
We also had some CS over the weekend.
Oh, did we? Shit. Yeah, I guess we did.
Dude, Donk is an aura farmer. Actually, all of Spirit are aura farmers.
No, not all
dude.
of Spirit. Just
No.
Donk.
Did you see the picture that they took? Oh, hold on. Was this it?
I actually didn't.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. That's like.
What the fuck do you mean all of they all look like they're sitting for a fucking school picture except fucking Donk. Chopper looks like he's having his employee of the month photo taken. Shiro looks like he just got booked at a Southern Florida police station. Donk is the only one standing there being like, brother, I just fucking smurfed this tournament.
I think they're trying to aura farm.
Fuck. Well, trying maybe. I don't think there's.
And then obviously Donk has his well, this is also a wholesome interaction, but he's got his MVP picture here, obviously, and then Senzu's like, "When will I be like him?" He's like, "Bro, you're strong."
Yeah, that's
cute. That's very cute.
20 months of play, 10 MVP.
I don't, dude.
And he rifles. He rifles, bro. It's
someone pointed out. Yeah, it was Osni that pointed it out. He already has more MVPs than Nico and has matched Get Right and Kenny S.
It's fucking
that is
crazy.
Scary.
It's scary. It's scary. It's really nuts. I will say, like, Kenny S is a great is a great analogy here. Even though to some degree Get Right, that's a spicier take. And I'm not like I think that I know you're of the opinion that Get Right is like arguably or maybe not arguably for you the greatest rifler of all time.
Stare into your soul, brother.
Dude, he is fucking locked in.
Dude, he's
Jesus.
Oh my god.
But Kenny S is obviously and Kenny's my goat. But Kenny S is like arguably or inarguably the most famous, the quintessential flash in the pan goat of all time.
Yes.
Like the impossible peak that will never be beaten, but everything outside of that peak was like
fine.
Fine. It was fine. He was okay. But that one peak, that 1 year-ish was like it blew the fucking doors down off the esport, right? And continues to this day to be a thing of legend. But obviously, I hope Donk doesn't do that. I hope Donk, doesn't just like fall off in 6 months and then just sort of become like a average, tier 1 pro for the rest of his career. I don't think that he'll do that.
I don't think that's going to be the case, dude. He's 18.
No, it's crazy. It's
even like so. I tend to think one of the difficulties with like consistency in CS players over the long term is not only like performance but also like opportunity and like longevity with teams. I think a good example of this is Sergej.
Yeah.
Where I actually do think he had a lot more left kind of in the tank because he was so young.
Yep.
But he never really kind of had the chance to shine on it. I mean, Alexei is a good example where he could have easily just petered off, but was able to find himself on
almost
good
did
teams.
several times.
Almost did.
Yeah.
People will look at this because Kenny S's thing, even though he arguably was like just fine for like a good portion of time. Same with Get Right. Same with Forrest. People will look currently at this peak of Donk and be like, it doesn't matter if he's absolutely fucking garbage from 3 years from now. People will continue to give him a chance just to have a glimpse of this.
But that was Kenny. Like you're actually conflating two different types of player here, right? Like Forrest and Get Right are not that. Forrest and Get Right had eras. Yes. I don't mean an era in the Counter-Strike sense, which is like the Counter-Strike scene is like fucking insane with this show where they're like the Liquid era. I'll take an NA team that we love, so I'm not right. The Liquid era that was checks notes 2.5 months. It's like, okay, I get what you're trying to say with this, but like Get Right was the best Counter-Strike player in creation for 4 years. Roughly, roughly, you smooth out the edges or expand, but like 4 years, he was the fucking best player on the planet, right? Like that's an era in the real sense. Like he was Forrest was one of the best Counter-Strike players on the planet for 3 and the same amount of time as Get Right, right? Yeah. Like, and when I say Kenny's, I literally mean Kenny had a 14-month period, give or take, where he was actively cheating. He was actively breaking the source code of the game and doing things that no other player had ever done, would ever do, right? And the peak was so impossibly high. And then just like it just shot and then it just fizzled out like a rocket and it fell back down. That's what I mean when I say like a peak and an era, quote unquote, right? Like that. The Get Right Enforce thing is different. Those guys were institutions, pillars, right? For years and years and years. They just, right? I hope Donk does not do the Kenny thing. I don't think he will, for record. I'm just saying, like, you know, when you look at a kid who's won 10 MVPs in fucking a year and a half of Counter-Strike and won a major and won the two other most prestigious tournaments in the game's history, you can't help but ask the question, like, you know, how long will it last? Yeah. And to your point, he's now, like Kenny, he's now reached the point, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The kid could literally, this guy could lose all of his talent starting tomorrow and end up on a fucking tier 3 crypto org. And that was not intentional. That was not intentional. And no one would care.
Yeah.
Nobody would care. They would be like, no, what he accomplished in his year and a half was so light years above what anyone else dreams of that he is, right, would always have a claim to greatness. To some degree, Coldzera is like this, where that 2-year period was so fucking astronomically impressive.
Yeah. The
major wins, the 2-time HLTV #1, right? That, like, the fact that he was basically a shell of himself, like, after any time after 2018, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Like, who gives a shit, right?
You know what? I will say what was kind of interesting, though, is you mentioned in the previous final, which was, you know, for all intents and purposes, kind of a Donk carry job, right? But you mentioned how if Spirit, because we were talking about whether or not this is going to be a one-off, right? Yep. And how this was very reminiscent of Navi's title when they were in the Astralis era, where they won Cologne.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, Electronic, contributed to that one, but it was
clutch on fucking Dust too.
Yeah,
back plat.
but Simple is very much kind of there, being the spearhead of that. We said that if they wanted to be consistent in continuously winning events, that the rest of the team would have to show up.
Yeah,
and they did.
Yeah, they did.
Shiro is a madman on the big.
Shiro hit an op shot, guys.
Holy shit!
I'm not like, dude. I think Shiro, for fucking 5 years, I have been saying, people like onliner, he's an onliner. For 5 years, I've been hearing shit in fucking YouTube comments and that swamp fest known as the fucking HLTV forums, where people literally just talk about how he's so bad, number 3 in the world, number 4 in the world. He's whatever the fuck his peak, right? Like, there was that 1 year, the COVID year, where he hit fucking whatever. He's so good. He was one of the best late-era CSGO operators of all time. Fucking amazingly good.
Yes.
And he never got his dues because he had this weird nebulous reputation of a quote-unquote onliner who could never, right, perform on lane, even though there really wasn't a lot of data to support it. As far as I remember, I could be, like, looking back at this and rewriting history, but I don't think I am. So when I say, guys, he hit an op shot, I mean literally, like, this guy's amazing. He's always been amazing. I loved when Spirit got him. I thought it was a great fucking move, and his decision to, you know, the story of him leading, like, all of it. And I really feel he's finally, like, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Let's absolutely go. Like, this guy has always been an amazing opera, man.
Like, I went back and I looked at least, like, of this year, his previous maps, and they haven't been bad. Like as far as, like, pure statistics, they haven't been bad. Like you mentioned, it's just he has the big green, and there are certain shots you need.
This is the thing. It's and
hit.
this is
the stats are misleading in that way.
Yeah, and I've said this on the podcast before. I've said this in a few places before, but, like, it's not. It is apples and oranges. Like, you know, you even think about your own pugs. Like, you think about your own when you play Counter-Strike, right? Like, your team can be getting, like, fisted, right? Fucking 10-2, but if you're opping, like, you can pat your stats with, like, exit frags and right, like and then just save the right. Like, you have the op. Like, you don't really have an excuse when you have the op to be like, I'm not killing anything. I'm not winning any gunfights. I'm like, no, like, you should, right? So it is apples and oranges, right? Like the fact that even the stats you just showed me of like Donk having 100 ADR, 109 ADR, whatever the fuck it was, and Shiro has 79 ADR, right? And the fact that Shiro is opping, and the fact that he, you know what I mean, Donk is like it's rifling, and he's first entry rifling and has 109 ADR. Whatever like it's fucking absolute lunacy.
You know what's
so crazy?
So I have this on the topic list, but because we talked about it last week, like this was right after Cologne, but before the Blast final, and it was a take we were going to talk about. We never got to it. But I kept it in the script anyway because it's even more applicable now, where Maui Snake said, if Donk retired today, he'd be the greatest rifler of all time. Doubly so. Like, I think there is continuously, by tournament after tournament, Donk is building the case as the greatest rifler of all time.
I just don't see a world. I don't see a way to refute his claim. Like I really don't. Like it.
The only thing to me
is Donk getting carried. No. No. Is there anyone on this team where you're like, well, no, not at all. Does the longevity of the Nico argument matter, right? Because there's an argument for, obviously, Nico has been doing this for 10 years. Yep. He's been an absolutely mechanically, he's been an incomparable rifler for almost 10 years, right? Has Donk been doing that? No, obviously not. And when Donk is Nico's age, will he be performing at that level? I probably, question mark, who the fuck knows? It's so far out, how can you say? But I just don't really see a way in which I could, even if I wanted to, in which I could tell Maui he's wrong. Like, I don't really know on what grounds I could sensibly say that's an insane take, or that's even not an insane take, but like that's a take. Because like you hear him say that and you're like, your eyebrows go up, and then you like think about it for 2 seconds and you're like, oh, that's mate, bro.
Yeah.
That's checkmate. Like there's no way out of this. Like I don't know what the fuck do I do. Like
it's kind of especially after this one, and they're not even done the year. Like to me personally, and I say this personally, I still think Get Right's the greatest rifler of all time, right? Yeah. And I only say that in that one, he won a major, 5 major finals in a row, won multiple events, obviously still one if you count 1.6, but like, you know, still just had a fantastic run throughout the entirety of CS:GO. That being said, as Donk continues to win tournaments by a rifler, leading as a rifler, not as an opper, continuing to build these stats, and even if he's hyper carrying, he's still just, the entire game revolves around him when he's in the server. That is the mark of a proper GOAT in the making. Right? Like it has that Simple effect when Simple was in the server. Like, do you ever watch VGHS?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You remember literally like one of the first scene where it's like, the law has entered the server.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that. Donk has entered the server and everyone revolves around
I've been breaking
him.
it down on React over the past couple of weeks, and like the thing that I keep highlighting is the fact that like, yes, they create space for Donk. Yes, they throw flashes for him. Yes, he gets the hero rifle. Yes, he gets the P2s and the pistol, obviously. But this guy plays first entry.
Yes.
Like, this guy doesn't bait his teammates. And he should. If I was Donk, I would be like, guys, have you seen your fucking ratings of the last 6 months? Obviously, I'm going to bait you. Obviously, until we get ROPS, I'm going to start baiting you. But, like, he runs up connector, plays first entry, gets 2. He gets flashed out hut, he gets 2. Like, he is running into these bomb sites, into op scopes. He's the first guy in, and like, I mentioned it in the React video, but it reminds me of something that always stuck with me, that they asked Twists, who's your GOAT? And Twists gave a great answer. This was years ago. It was like 6 years ago. But he gave a great answer where he said, I know Simple, I know Zywoo, blah, blah, blah. But he said, my GOAT is always Olaf, because he said, the thing I'll say about Olaf's peak on Fnatic is like, he played on a greedy fucking team. Like, JW wanted the op, right? Yeah. They weren't dropping. There were rounds when Olaf had a Fammy. And they were like, yeah, make do. And Olaf would have a Deagle, he'd have a Fammy, he'd have a fucking naked M4, and he would find space. He would find ways to make hero plays with less than resources. And while I don't think Donk ever has to deal with less than resources, I do think that like if you're saying to your team, flash me hut, I'm gonna run out. You're generally that's the Dupree role.
Yeah.
Generally that's the rush role. That's the I'm the hard entry fragger, the first entry who is so cracked I might get one, but I'm gonna die to the trade, and you have to trade me. And I think Donk, it is unfucking believable that this guy is playing basically first entry, and that he is like doing what he's doing. I have no words. I really don't know. I have no like he's playing against the best fucking players on the planet.
Yeah.
And this guy is just running into bomb sites and killing people without getting traded. And it's like, or if he gets traded, it's after 2, if not 3 kills. Like, it's fucking insane. Like, I don't really, what you're mentioning with Get Right is something else. Like, that's a historical argument. That's a legacy argument, a cultural argument. And trust me, like, we need those in sports and esports. Like, you need that shit, right? Like, obviously. Like, is Get Right the most influential, iconic, and important rifler of all time? Probably. I don't think there's really like the man is
Forrest, maybe, but that's it.
Yeah, and there's sort of that's weird because that's that weird thing where there's sort of like a pair. But rifling specifically, Get Right is known for being a sprayer. He was known for being a great like rifling in particular was his forte, and like it's like how Kenny S is like always going to be the GOAT opper.
Yes,
he just is. Like it's just because
he's not like statistically.
No, not even close anymore. But
to many people, you know,
the heights, the push, he's the Jimi Hendrix of the op.
Yeah. No. He's the Allen Iverson.
No, that's a different argument.
No,
different argument.
It's the same.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No. Jimi Hendrix pushed in a 3-year period. Jimi Hendrix expanded the vocabulary of the electric guitar more than any other player who's ever played it before or since. And in that sense, Kenny, like to borrow the actual phrase, he expanded the vocabulary of the op. Like he revolutionized what opping was and could be more than anyone else who's ever used the gun.
No, I'm sticking with my Allen Iverson because Allen Iverson
but AI
literally revolutionized how you handle the ball.
I love AI.
Right?
I'm just saying that I think it's a different
But also,
case.
everyone
Played
wanted
longer.
to emulate him.
Yes,
To a
that's
detriment.
true.
Everyone wanted to emulate him.
I'll say this about fucking Donk, bro, and this is the worst sports reference we can use because it's only going to appeal to our American fans, not Canadian, and definitely not European.
Sure.
Donk, I think only Keith is going to appreciate this. Donk is the Tim Lincecum of fucking Counter-Strike players.
My God.
He is the like in this like impossible run he's had, right? He is so far and above away the GOAT, like statistically, that it's like to Maui's credit, like you basically can't refute it. Like there's nothing you could say that would be like, this guy's not the greatest rifler who's ever lived. And it's stunning to think where he could even go from here. Yeah. I don't know.
Also,
it's crazy to think.
Speaking of shitty HLTV takes, love that the thread is like -0 plus Munacy. That'd be... like, you know, they mention it too. I'm like, the further we are removed from that era, like 2015, the more I wonder how in the fuck Fnatic worked.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know.
It's actually like
know.
you like 2013 to 15 nip. You can like okay,
JW
I get it.
JW. This is like JW. Olaf, can you drop me? JW, comma probably right colon. Fuck you. like fuck you. Like I right
like that team was muted dysfunctional.
Dude, and they were the first. I mean, the NIP dynasty is the first great dynasty of CSGO, right? But I'm saying like the first great double major winning dynasty of the game. Like they were.
It doesn't make sense.
No, makes no sense at all.
Pronax is like, I would love to interview him one day. He needs to fucking write a book.
Yeah, or Olaf could do it.
Or Olaf could do it.
Yeah, and the fact that their star player was this guy who was not the opper and who was like just. Again, like this, just like I'm just gonna make do. I'm gonna be this like floating second entry kind of guy who just makes moves. And some rounds I have a Deagle, some rounds I have a MP9. Like, it's the team never made sense, and they were so fun to watch. And
like I completely understand why people say like that's my favorite team of all time.
Oh, I get it. No, I get it. Yeah,
like
yeah.
every
and
other
aura. Oh man, I remember the aura around Flesh Out like 10 years ago. It was so fucking cool. Like. because people genuinely thought he was cheating, and it was like foreign in today's world of Counter-Strike. You don't get this shit anymore. The vacuuming shit doesn't happen. But like people genuinely thought he was cheating, and like it just created this bad boy. This sounds cringe, but it created this like actual bad boy persona. This team, I call them hooligans. They were these hooligans who just like they were so fucking annoying. They were such fucking pricks, and they were so fucking annoying. They won all the time, and they won in the most disrespectful fucking bullshit way. They had this like Boston Bruins like pseudo, right? Like,
dude, if JW is coming down, drop with a fucking shotgun.
Oh fuck,
just
dude.
to dome you.
I would disconnect from the server.
Like,
I would disconnect from the server.
And like, dude, like I know they got bullied and shit for like,
Yeah,
but that's
like some of
but
it was
that's
not cool.
literally just because they were so good at the game.
Yeah.
That you're like, you had no choice. You
They were
guys
such
just had to
dicks,
fucking-
bro.
Yeah, they were dicks, but they were so like. We look back on them fondly, but dude, like, let me tell you, back then,
No,
they got like JW was gonna quit after
Yeah.
after the
I know.
2014
I know.
DreamHack Major. He was gonna fucking quit.
I know.
And what a tragedy that would have been. I feel like fucking Terrence Flesher's. Like, what an absolute tragedy to not see these guys.
It's
just
funny
come
actually.
back
People
and
never talk about JW anymore, and like as being he was a really important for the op. He was really important.
really important.
Right? Yeah,
he was
really
also important for the
figure.
development of players. He
He
was on the FPL board.
He was.
So-
JW is a really important opera who pioneered that. I feel so bad for JW only in the sense that like, you imagine being the opera and not just the caliber of opera that he was, but the style of opera that he was.
Yeah.
Imagine being that. It's like being fucking Roger Federer in the one decade that the greatest clay player of all time lived and won 9 fucking consecutive
He's
French
Phil
Opens.
Mickelson,
Like
basically.
it's like
Yeah, he's Phil Mickelson.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Like imagine being JW when Kenny exists.
Yeah.
Imagine like we would all be hitting no scopes and pugs these days and going JW. And instead, we're saying, bro, I'm fucking Kenny, bro. Oh shit, I'm Kenny.
But
Every time you put a
JW can
no-scope.
always be like, I got that one more than he does.
He
So,
does, yeah.
you know, he's got the 2-time.
does
I
have the
love
2-time.
that Fnatic team. In retrospect, but
No, they have the 3. He has 3. JW has 3. He won the first major, and then he won the 2 in 2015.
Oh yeah,
JW
right.
has 3.
He is the one. He is the one.
JW's a
Keep forgetting
3-time
that.
major winner. 3-time.
How many is there? There's Astralis.
Charles, well, Dupree has 5.
Dupree has 5. Yeah,
And
well,
everyone
I mean,
else on
at least
Astralis.
3.
Because
Yeah.
Magisk only has, I can't believe I'm about to say these words, only has 4 because he didn't win Atlanta.
So he has 3. Oh no, because he won.
He won 3 with Astralis, and then he won 1 with
Yeah,
Vitality.
right.
Dupree has the most at 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
And then, I mean, Zonic has 5, but coach, obviously.
Coach.
Yeah.
So, quick rumor that we have in that I can say is not new, but it seems to be taking the headlines as of late, and it affects me because not only do I have a Rocket League mug, but I'm wearing my Rocket League shirt. Rocket League is rumored to be ported to Fortnite in the future. Now, a lot of people think that it's like Rocket League's going to be put in Fortnite. It's like, no, the idea is that Rocket League is going to be put in the same launcher. And how do I say this politely? Rocket League fans hate this
Why?
because in their eyes, Epic has been slowly hacking away at their game for like the past half decade, ever since they bought it.
Yeah.
Things like removing trading from the game, which means the one game that had a free and open trade market that wasn't Counter-Strike
Yep.
was then removed,
Okay.
which actually hurt the game a lot. Things like the handling of the esports scene, the handling of the content scene, the fact that DDoSers, even though they're fixing it now, DDoSers are plaguing the game to an nth degree. And I'm a little mixed on this. Now, to give you context, basically, this all revolves around like the release of Unreal Engine 5. And Unreal Engine 5, to those who don't know, is like Rocket League's Half-Life 3. Like it is such a monumental thing that the community is waiting for. And so a lot of people think it's like, okay, if Rocket League is being ported to Fortnite as part of the Fortnite launcher, whatever the fuck they're trying to do, because technically Rocket League's already in the game. You can literally drive around a fucking Rocket League car in Fortnite, and you can fly it around and use regular mechs and whatever, and like flip reselling on some kids. The idea is that, okay, maybe this marks the release of Unreal Engine 5, which, if that were the case, that's the equivalent of like Rocket League 2, which would mean like a huge explosion in the game.
It's Source 2, but Rocket League.
Literally, like, and you're not even joking, but like,
yeah.
because what that does is it adds a custom map editor to the game. Because right now, dude, like Rocket League is running on Unreal Engine 3, which is from like 2004. Like, it is archaic. You think fucking Source is bad, bro?
Wait, so what is the actual? So I understand. People don't act like. Why do people care that it's in the Fortnite launcher? Is it just 30-year-old gamers who think Fortnite is cringe?
Partially that Rocket League, when it was bought by Epic Games, had such a unique identity to it, and that this is, to the community's eyes, seen as like erasure. That it feels like Rocket League, which had so much potential to literally be one of the biggest games on the planet, and at its peak was very much that, is being whittled away and playing the second fiddle to Fortnite. It's not being given a proper path and identity of its own.
So this isn't just symbolic, or it is symbolic, but it's symbolic in a way that like matters. Like it's like it's not just like
it would be
put Nicki Minaj in Rocket League.
Yeah,
it's
like
not just
it would be the equivalent if like Rainbow Six was suddenly packaged as part of like the Ubisoft launcher that you could only access via Assassin's Creed, right? Like, it doesn't make sense, obviously.
No, it doesn't. Yeah,
but
I don't think this makes sense either. Why the fuck did Rocket League have to be a part of the Fortnite launcher?
Because they are part of the same company, and Epic wants to make a large.
I mean, is there a world in which, like, to play devil's advocate, is there a world in which this could help Rocket League? Because how many fucking suitors out there are opening Fortnite every day?
Well, the idea is that there's going to be more cross-platform stuff.
That's good, isn't it?
That is good. However, it's not trying to market Rocket League as its own distinct entity, as it is just, hey, Fortnite kids, maybe you can come play some Rocket League or whatever, because they've been trying this forever. They have a side game that they made that is escaping me right now, but it's basically a racing game in using the Rocket League IP, which you access from the Fortnite launcher. So but no one played it. Like, literally no one played it. So it's this continued strategy from Epic to try and like consolidate all their properties into like one single thing. And yeah, a lot of people are pissed. And even some people said that I was coping on Twitter because I saw this as being cautiously optimistic. And I'm like, listen, if Epic want to like make this part of Fortnite, like, we just have to throw our hands up and deal with it, as long as we get something out of it. As long as like the people who fucking play their game like still get Unreal 5. Like, my end goal of everything, I want to be able to play Rocket League in a custom map that you can play on Unreal 5 and be able to play golf.
Okay.
That's all I want.
Cool. Are you the ball?
You would be the car, and you would hit the ball.
You'd hit the ball.
And then it would go into the net.
That's kind of cool, actually.
You know, that's all I want. That's all I fucking want. And if it means I have to be part of fucking Fortnite, well,
yeah, man.
It's not my choice. It's not my game.
No.
You know? But that's kind of what people are pissed at in the week.
Okay. I love knowing every week what people in Rocket League are pissed about.
You make it sound like I'm complaining about Rocket League like all the time. I'm not.
Sort of do.
No. I'm going to be going to the World Championship, by the way, to those of you who don't know. I'm very excited, and this is the 10th anniversary of the game. So it's going to be really a celebration of like the history of the game, because Rocket League is one of the last, like, to me, it's very much akin to Counter-Strike, where it's one of those games I think will be around forever because it's so unique. It's so physics-based. It literally has not changed. It is such a celebration of the game's history and its development, and I have no doubt that it's going to be in France, where France loves Rocket League. So they're going to be going crazy for this. Everyone's just getting pissed about this potential rumor, but this has also been a thing for like a good amount of bit. Okay. And people love hating on Epic. So anyway, moving on. Do you want to talk about Simple? Should we talk about Simple, or have we touched on all of the
It's just fucked. I did this react on it. Honestly, the thing to say is just watch my react. I'm not just plugging it to be shameless. I'm plugging it because it's actually like, watch my react. We put it out on Friday, and it's unbelievable. I watched a VOD, Sebastien, where Simple went 3-14 and had a 0.26 rating. I then proceeded to watch one where he went 40-18 with a 1.69 rating, and it's lunacy. I don't know what the fuck is how the man turns it on and off, and how he will sometimes be simple and then other times he looks like his little brother is playing on the PC. I don't know, but
you know what I think it is?
I think it's fun to watch.
It's fun. You know what I think it is, though? I actually think this is a case of like tier 2 though, or tier 3. Like, it is a case where I think you're not going to be a top tier professional at every level of play, no matter how hard you try. Like there is going to be games.
Not true.
No. I think there is going to be games where you're going to be off. You're not, especially in Counter-Strike, where there is a sense of variance. You're not going to be. You're in a team game. You're not going to be.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. I watched his POVs. I spent more time than most people did sitting and just watching his individual POVs. And like, unless these guys were like cheating, like it's tier 3 after all. They could legitimately be like fucking radar. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I didn't look for that. That's not what I'm on the right. I'm just looking at his decision making, what he was doing, whatever. Right. Sometimes he plays like simple, and it's really sick to watch when he just entries mid doors on Dust 2 and hits the fucking no scope from 6 feet away, and then hits the second no scope. You're like, that's my fucking goat. That's simple.
Yeah.
Sometimes he runs through a molly short, misses an op shot from 17 feet away, dies, and you go, he maybe simpled a little too hard. And this is what I'm saying, where like you watch him play sometimes, and you're like, this is a tier 3 exhort the proving grounds. This isn't like it's at Cologne, you know what I mean? And he has a bad map. And you're like, all right, well, I mean, he had a bad map against like fucking Rops or like Munnessy or whatever, right? Like he had a bad map against like, you know, there are some ex-pros in these games, don't get me wrong. There's a few like, you know,
ex-pros.
No, shit. Okay, you know what I mean? Like there's a few ex-tier 1 pros. There's a few like former tier 1 pros in some of these matches, like some names you recognize. But like this is not a level of competition that is like, you know, even anything fucking remotely close to like what you get at you know, a Katowice tier 1 serious
But then
land,
that
right?
again, that begs the question, why was he able to do it on LAN? Like how was he able to then pop off on LAN?
Maybe
like,
it's
you know,
he played weirdly. Like sometimes you watch him do stuff, and you're just like, oh, that was a weird peak. And again, I'm not one to nobody is one to like criticize Simple's play. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm simply like taking it as like an impartial observer. Like I'm watching him do things and being like, oh, objectively that was risky, or objectively that was like, you know, he dry peaked before the flash, like stuff like that. Where like I'm not criticizing him. I'm just like being objective. And like sometimes you watch him and you're just like, that was like maybe he simpled a little too hard. He right, and like sometimes you watch him do something and you're just like, oh, that was weird. Like what? Like that was a little bit lazy. He jumped the gun a little bit. He sort of like it kind of looks sometimes like he's pugging. It looks sometimes like he's pugging, like he's sort of like he's like jiggling angles to try to see if somebody's there, and you know what I mean, and then gets opt because it's like, well, you probably could have flashed, right? Like, and because this is coordinated team play, and like it's just. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a symptom of the team. I don't know if that's a symptom of like the level of play, like you said, right? Because that is a factor. But there's no question that like some of those maps was like, I watched the 3 and 14 on Mirage, man, and I was like, how the fuck does Simple go 3 and 14 in any fucking any official ever? Yeah, ever. Like he's opping, bro.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah,
You're giving him the op. Like what the fuck do you mean
he's
he's 3 and 14 on the op? Like, right? Like, but then I watched him play on Dust 2. Jesus fucking Christ, he's back, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I was pounding watch the react. I was pounding my fist in the air. He was hitting frags that were so fucking vintage Simple. I could not fucking believe it.
I feel robbed, man.
I don't
like. I want to see him on a tier.
We all
1
do.
team.
We all just want to see him on a tier 1 team. We all want to see him fucking be old Simple. And even if he doesn't, even if he just gets close, he'll never be.
We're getting inklings of it, and I feel like we're getting robbed of what could be a good form because we're literally seeing him play for a fucking crypto org.
Yeah.
In tier 3 that no one's watched. I mean, some people.
Actually,
are watching.
a lot of people are actually
Simple's
watching.
Playing, but like, dude. There's teams right now that could be using a Simple. He may be cheaper or something.
Yeah.
And you could be getting, like, I don't care who you are. Are you fucking saying that a fucking Simple who's opping right now, who's probably a solid 1.2 plus rating, can't fit on a tier 1 team?
I actually, you know what's funny? I actually agree with you. I actually agree with you from the standpoint of, like, he's not no one thinks simple is like washed, save like these memers on HLTV forums and Twitter and YouTube, right? Like no one is out here actually looking at simple and being like, yeesh, this guy's bad. Like to the sense, in the sense of like, my God, he is like, terrible. No. He played really well at the major.
Yes.
With FaZe, played really well. And like he is these couple of maps that we've been watching the last 2 weeks, like he's had some really moments of brilliance. Like he's fucking simple, dog. He's the greatest Go player of all time. Like, of course he's still going to be great. Is there no room for this guy on a tier 1 team? I refuse to believe that. I think that what it has got to be is it's got to be a mixture of the personality and consistency and whatever's going on off the server, right, or on the server, and price. It had to be a mixture of all of these things together, where no tier 1 team had a moment where they could look and be like, we can justify what we're getting for the cost, even if Navi were in fact willing to take a haircut on him. Like I still think like it had to be a confluence of those things. Because you watch him play and you're just like, obviously this guy could play for a team.
I think the fact that Simple on his own is like drawing 10K plus viewers to literal tier 3 nothing matches is a testament to his pulling.
I watched the Nico clip last week of Nico saying on stream, you know what I mean? Like I would love to see him make a comeback, but I think it's going to be like really tough from this, from this team. Like it's going to be really hard, obviously. Let's just be honest, right? And I said on the back, I was like, bro, this is going to be, if he does it, this is going to be the best fucking story in Counter-Strike. Like at the beginning of every FromSoft game, right? Like Dark Souls, Sekiro, whatever, where like you like awaken as like fucking right, like ashless or whatever the fuck, right? Like you're this destitute wearing rags and you have like a tin can, and then you like by the end of Dark Souls you have like wings and fucking armor and right, like that is literally Simple right now. He's Ashen one, bro, and he's been sent down to the fucking doldrums, and like if he climbs his ass back, I'm telling you, bro, He's fighting what's it called, the demon jailer right now at the beginning of Dark Souls 1. He's fucking, he's gonna be fighting fucking Smaug and Ornstein, and like I'm telling you, he's fucking or Small and Ornstein, and like I'm fingers crossed for the story.
I'm rooting for it.
I'm rooting for him. I think it's gonna be the craziest fucking story ever. It really will be.
Shout out all the Dark Souls fans, who maybe there's some few. Anyway, let's get to the roundtable of Q&A here that we have. Here. We got some comments from our last one that are kind of interesting. We have from Shinpei, who says, honestly, adding rank to Battlefield 6 would make me much less likely to buy the game when I'm pretty sure I'm getting it. Yeah, listen, do I hate the idea of like a competitive Battlefield? No. I think it can be cool if the gameplay is tight. But if that's not the devs' intention, then I'm not going to try and force them to fucking put it in the game.
Well, if it's also the spirit of the game. Like, Battlefield, I don't think has ever been a game where the point is ranked, the point is competition, the point... Like, I realize there was a competitive scene, don't get me wrong. There actually was, like,
yes.
15
I looked up,
yeah, there was, right? Milos from Siege comes from that scene, I think. And a few of the SI winning Siege players come from... The Brazilians come from that scene. But, the spirit of Battlefield has always been, like... I'm going to fucking dive out of this jet and try to fucking no-scope a guy in midair 1,000 meters away.
You know why?
What?
It's fucking cool.
Yeah, because it's fun and stupid and fucking great, and that's what gaming was. I did a react last week to Door Stuck, and I said, you realize at one point this was CS? Yeah. Like, we weren't learning connector smokes and grinding for face at Elo. We were just fucking doing this shit. This was Counter-Strike, right? Like... I think that there's part of the spirit of the game is that I also will say there are some logistical things that come with ranked guys that like I don't think you guys want.
You guys.
You know what comes with ranked, Sebastien? Cheaters. Take the charms out of the game. Take the rank out of the game. Take the icon. Take the all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Take and cheating doesn't go away. By no means does it go away, but it does significantly deter people's desire, need, right, incentive to buy cheats, play cheats, right?
Yeah, there will always be cheats in the game,
always.
But I think if Battlefield 6 wanted ranked, DICE would have put it in.
Yes.
The fact that they didn't shows that they don't. That's not their intention for the game.
Which
Even
I respect.
Though I'm sure, like, back in the day, like, people did it with COD. You had Pro Mod, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which added like a more competitiveness to the game. But that's fan made, that's the community, and then people made it a thing. Anyway, moving on. From Kim Demason. People loves drama, and Nico brings it. Not a lot of drama left in CS. His drama of not winning major and his camaraderie with Muncie actually brings him more publicity and money than winning a major. That's an interesting point. I think
not winning a major is more profitable for. Yeah, that's actually That's a good take.
That's
Yeah,
that is crazy because like it's also not wrong.
We need good stories.
That's the thing
man.
is in CS. Stories can be hard to come by, right?
It's why it's why the 10K viewers were watching Simple play
exactly,
a fucking shitter tier 3 tournament.
People are begging for these legends to be able to play, and one of the hardest things in any esport is to be able to, like we're seeing in League of Legends right now. Trying to build the next Faker is Riot's biggest fucking task. It's why you're seeing so much of Chovy right now trying to be this like the guy who's going to be able to take over that mantle of Faker. If Nico not winning a major is one of those stories that keeps people logging.
Oh, it will 100%.
Then
yeah,
it will.
Did you guys
keep moving the
know?
needle.
I think it's to this day the highest viewership ever. It was definitely for Go. I don't think it was ever overtaken in CS2. The highest viewership ever, I think, for a CSGO final ever was Final Stockholm, because literally every single fucking person in esports wanted to see Simple win his major.
Yeah.
It was number one. And the final was like mid. The only highlight was Nico whiffing the deal shot. Like the final was shrug. But the fact that Simple was about to win a major, finally win a major, it was like number one.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that people need those stories. We need those stories. We are not above those stories. Like, yeah, we're all about the stats and watching good Counter-Strike. We are, right? But like, we are all a sucker for a great fucking narrative. And I think that Nico not winning a major and signing for a fucking super team with an infinite checkbook and a blank checkbook and 17 million superstars who may or may not carry his ass is a great story.
Yeah.
That's a great story. Because if they fail, it's funny as shit. And if they make it, you finally get to see Nico win a major.
Exactly.
Right?
There's no downside to it.
No.
All right. From @Jaden's 6753 says, can you get Dimitri to reply to my comment? Been watching bro since high school, and his passion makes CS so much more exciting to me. I'd love to have a beer and play Premier with him.
Well, thanks, Jaden. Appreciate it, buddy.
I don't think you want to play Premier.
I was about to say, I'd love to have a beer with you. I don't play Premier with fucking anybody anymore, dude. I am off Premier, my guy.
The idea of someone saying I've been watching since high school makes my like fucking old man heart break, because I'm like, oh, we've been doing this for too long.
You know what? It used to make me more like, whoa, and now it happens quite often, and so it doesn't like it's not as jarring for me. Like it's, but I really appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks, Jaden. Yeah. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Next up is at all of the above 123. He says it's not the player's fault that the game lets them move like that. Getting butt hurt because someone is using their the tools at their disposal is lame. This is in discussion to the Battlefield movement and people fucking uploading these clips or whatever.
Yep.
I think you missed the point. Because the point wasn't that people are able to do these things or whatever. The point is that they're using these things in an effort to clip farm, and only kind of clip farm, and not really trying to play in the spirit of the game or how it's played, or even for objectives or anything like that. It's just to see, how many multi-kills I can get, what clips can I get, right?
This take that I didn't catch the name, but this take that this person has is obviously extremely sensible, like objectively sensible. Like obviously you're right, you can't like fault players for using a thing that's in the game as long as it's not an exploit, as long as it's not a cheat, and it actually is designed to be in the game. How can you fault them for using it? What we were discussing is more the fact that like and in some sense this falls more on the devs, right? Is like, should it be in the spirit of the game, and should it be a part of Battlefield, right?
Yes.
If the answer to that is no, it's not on the players to like. Have some like have like an honor-filled
GA.
Right, and not do it. No, it's on the devs to take it out of the game. I will say this is a side note because it's only tangentially related to this, but like asking gamers to have a sense of honor is a very difficult thing that just doesn't fucking exist ever. Like,
Call of Duty's famous for this, in case you didn't know. There's like 1 billion GAs for different stuff in the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's followed. At the top tier, it's followed.
If you op
Anything
in,
below
if you
that-
op in deathmatch,
You
go back to TFT. That's what I would say. Go back to TFT.
Valorant.
It's no. Valorant is above, I think.
No.
Yeah, I think
No.
I think it's above.
No.
Opping, and the only excuse anyone has for opping in deathmatch, and this is like a fucking hard 17 overlined asterisk. The only one is sometimes I'll be in DM and a literal professional player will load into the server. They are sitting on the stage at the tournament. And they are like, I'm an opper, I'm a salaried opper, and I have to warm up my op
Yes.
for like 2 minutes. Like
Yes.
I have to like just actually flick, shoot, right? And I'm like on the stage. Like it's this is my version of aimbots,
Yeah.
right? That is the only time.
Yeah.
If you're fucking device and you load into a deathmatch
I'm
server,
like, bro, kill me, dude.
kill me. But
Kill me,
otherwise, honestly, if you're opping
Fuck,
in
dude.
CS:GO, CSDM, that is so fucking cringe.
Dude, if
I
devi-
can't. It's so cringe, bro. Don't fucking op in deathmatch. Opping in retakes. Ugh. Cringe.
Sounds like it's coming from a rifler.
Cringe. I'm an opper, and I don't opping in retakes. Opping in retakes is so fucking cringe.
I
man.
love
Don't
opping
op
and
in
retakes.
retakes.
Well,
It's
sometimes
fucking
you don't have
terrible.
a choice. Sometimes you put an op in your hand.
You can turn it off in the config
Well,
menu.
why would you do that? You got the big green.
Okay, see, this is the shitter attitude that I'm militating against.
Love
Anyway.
it. Also, if device shot me in a server.
Yeah, that would feel good. Op me,
feels-
daddy.
I'd feel some kind of ways. What is it? Let's see. We got. Oh yes. This is from at Jonathan Lazzaroto 417. Him saying that majors have lost their prestige isn't cope, which is what Devin tried to make it sound like here. They have quite literally lost their prestige. Just think about some of the players who have won majors. Irrelevant now.
No player who's ever won a Counter-Strike major is irrelevant in the sense in which you're saying it.
They're
Like,
literally part of the history
they're major winners
of
like,
the game.
There is a reason why when you're having a conversation with or about someone, like I know what this guy's saying, which is like they're irrelevant in the sense that like nobody talks about
Yeah.
like
Devil walk.
yeah
Right.
exactly right like or you go to the 2017 Gambit major winning right and you're like no, what I'm saying is like not all of the players who played on that team are like particularly relevant anymore in the sense that like it's or even a recent example that no one ever talks about anymore is fucking Outsiders winning Rio,
Yeah.
right? And you look at this, but to that point, like the phrase, he's a major winner. Like so and so. I mean, he's a major winner. Like that's if you're a major winner, an attitude I've always had in Counter-Strike, is. And JL has been dealing with this recently. Like even after, not just when since retiring, but like or retiring, but like since even when after won, right? Like the whole idea is like Navi won the major, and everyone called it a fluke. Everybody was like, "It's a fluke. It's a fluke. It's a fluke." And I'm not even gonna make a joke about the Boston whatever. Like Boston, Cloud9 winning Boston was way less of a fluke than Navi winning because that team was actually great. Like
Yeah, they were
Cloud9 was a
they
great
were
team.
like fifth in the
That
world.
team was fifth. They were a really
Yeah.
good team. It was completely reasonable they'd win a major. Navi winning Copenhagen was like weird. I agree. It was a fluke in the sense that it was like really whoa. But like, and I'm gonna say it for the people in the back so they can. The whole point of winning a major is so you never have to win anything ever again. That's the
have-
point. You won the big one.
You have it in the game.
In the game, baby. You got it on your Steam profile.
Yep.
It doesn't fucking matter if you never win anything ever again. Ever again.
Yep.
The whole point of winning a major is that you can be Alexi or JL and go, sorry, what was that? Sorry, what did we place at ESL Pro League this season? Sorry, what's that? Can you just check? Can you just hold? It's the Seb thing. The Seb in Dota 2, that famous clip of him on stream playing in a pug, and he was getting in debate with his teammate about a thing, and he said, can you do me a favor? Can you go to the fountain really quick? Can you click on the Aegis that's sitting in the fountain? And can you read the name that's third down on the left? I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Shut the fuck up,
Twice?
right? Yeah, twice.
Yeah,
Twice
yeah.
is
No,
there.
I mean, like, listen, I always think, because people say this for sports all the time, like, Jeremy Lin has a fucking ring? He won it with the Raptors in
did.
2019,
Yeah, he did.
right?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So it's like, there will always.
But that doesn't. It's not like that in Counter-Strike.
No,
you
no,
can't
no,
be
no,
on
no,
the
but-
bench for a
but no, no, no.
Counter-Strike
I know,
team.
I know. But winning a major, winning a TI, winning a League of Legends World Championship will always earn you reverence.
Always.
Because it not only gets you in the game, but it means at one point in time, you were the best in the world.
Yes.
And I don't care who says boo. No one can take that away.
The greatest proof of this is when Nip won. Like, people forget, and I think they do forget, actually do forget.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about the 87-0, and like that's really impressive, don't get me wrong. But like, Nip played in 5 consecutive major finals. Do you have any idea how fucked that is? 5 consecutive major finals. That is
close,
the
man.
First 5 majors
They
in
were
this game.
Close, and they should have
they
won
lost
multiple.
4 of them. And if they hadn't have won Cologne, if they had not have had won that iconic shot of Get Right sitting cross-legged, head in hands in front of the trophy, because he realized, having lost 2 of these things back to back now, he realized that like, if I don't win one of these things, it's not that nobody will ever remember me, but like it almost doesn't mean anything. And it's what Nico's currently struggling with and has been struggling with for the past like 8 years, right? It's just like there is this sense of prestige that you lose if you never get your name on even one of them. Gerrice should have 3 majors to his name.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 4.
He should have won the first one.
Yeah.
The second one, arguably, was his. The third one,
The third was the one they shouldn't have won. The third was the one that I watched the final and I was like, bro, they're gonna fucking lose.
Yeah,
Finasco
they
do
actually
this.
could
I
have
can't
choked that
believe
shit.
it. I can't believe that he won that one. It was so crazy. Right?
And then the fourth and fifth one, it really could have gone either way.
It's the
right?
thing.
Like
And-
you dealt with a peaking VP,
Yes.
or sorry, Fnatic, and then
It was VP and Kato because it was at home, right?
yeah. Either way,
Yeah.
could have won
Fnatic
either
as
one of
well.
them.
Yeah.
Should have won multiple, but he got his one.
He got his one, and
He got
that's
his
the thing. And all that matters is he got his one. His name is on that trophy. It's all right. Like, but no. The idea that majors have lost their prestige, like that's silly.
That's cope.
silly.
That's actually
cope.
such
That's
cope
really
to
silly. That's not
justify
true. That's not
like
true.
some shitty argument.
That's not true. Yeah.
All right, last one from at Mitsurugiyar says Battlelog was amazing. What do you mean? Do you know how many people commented that? They're like, dude, Battlelog was like kind of sick for
Jesus,
stats though and shit. And I'm
Jesus.
like, no, guys.
Oh God.
I also had to go through the archive because like to go get like screenshots because I made that short. I had to go and like get screenshots or whatever. I'm like, this sucks.
It was horrible. It was
like,
so fucking bad.
Like, sure, maybe. I think, like, people look at it rose-tinted because they look at the
Always.
functionality and they're like, yeah, this is, like, cool or whatever. But in retrospect, the idea of, like, you have to make your server from, like, outside the game
yes.
so that you can then log into the game through a web browser it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's basically Face It. Like,
and
it's
then they
what we
kept
do
it for
Face It.
Battlefield 4.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Guys, Jesus.
I know.
All right, well, any last things you want to end on before we head out for this evening?
No, I love. That's really it. I love doing the comments. I still can't believe someone read. I was on one of the videos the other day, looking at it just by chance because I had to open it to get something. I still can't believe somebody in the comments fucking knew my Krautrock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Crap. I forgot to
can't-
bring that up.
I
Yeah.
can't believe that. I was like, fucking really?
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get him a Faust record, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, I'm not the big Faust guy."
Not for me. We should do a weekly thing. We should do Dimitri's weird, obscure prog / psych / Krautrock
I could do that.
recommendation of the week.
Yeah, but you're not the only one with niche music taste, Dimitri.
All right, then
We'll
talk your shit.
We'll both bring a record.
Talk your shit.
we'll have a record. Well,
Just make sure it's not new metal.
shit. All right. No, actually, one last thing. We're just gonna quickly touch on this and then head out. But we
this
may
thing.
talk about
Yeah.
it just briefly. But quickly, it seems as though some stuff might be heading to CS that's cosmetic related.
It probably isn't. This is the thing. It's like this stuff is. I did a Don't At Me on this today. This is coming out tomorrow. It's coming out Tuesday. When are you putting it?
This is this podcast coming out today. You're working on it.
No, because the Don't At Me is also coming out today. So I'm saying they're both coming out at the same time.
Oh, it seems like yeah.
Yeah, that it's probably not going to be put in the game. This is a string of code that has existed in the game since literally fucking 2023. Gabe Follower, who's this tweet right is from, provides context. Yeah, like it's just I'm not saying Valve's never going to do weird, cool, experimental shit with their cosmetics in CS. They obviously will, right? Considering how huge skins are to Counter-Strike, but like this particular fucking fire that everyone's freaking out about. They're like, oh my god, they're putting Nicki Minaj in CS2. It's like
It's nothing.
it's probably nothing. These are codes or lines of code that existed in the game for 2 years.
Yeah.
And in some cases going back to 2016,
Yes.
as he notes. So I don't think there's any reason
Valve
Yeah.
notoriously has leftover code in
tons,
its games.
tons, yeah.
And God knows if you look at the CS:GO code, that is a monstrosity that
Yeah.
should be burned. But
It was.
it's just always it's always going to be a thing. So don't freak out, guys. CS is not bringing in whatever you're afraid of, farting unicorns or whatever the fuck it is. You're not gonna have to worry too much. And if anything, they often do exclusive stuff for like Chinese market as well. If that's going anywhere, they're not gonna do something as drastic like this. Okay, relax. Now, with that being said, let's end off for the evening. Thank you so much to, of course, production for doing such an amazing job with this. Thank you, Dimitri. Anything
Thanks,
else?
brother.
Yeah. All right.
No, that's it, man.
I would say we're both getting a record soon from Japan, but I don't want to reveal it just yet. We'll wait until we have it.
It's also like a year away.
Yeah, exactly. And then for the audio listeners, obviously, a huge thank you for supporting. If you want to follow the pod, you can, of course, follow it here on the Score Esports YouTube channel, or you can go to Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. Follow it there. Listen, because, I work really hard on that. And, of course, again, we'll be switching to Mondays. We're going to be releasing Mondays around 8 p.m. or so, just to have that slot in place. We will be back next week unless it is a holiday. Matt, is it a holiday next week or is it the week after?
No, it's 2 weeks after.
2 weeks after. It's going to be Labor Day. So for that week, next week is Monday. So next week will be Monday. Thank you all. For now, that's it. We will see you guys next week. Have a good one. See ya.